So in this video, let us see. We are going to talk about top 10 sole survivors of a plane crash. So in this list, number 10, First Lieutenant Martin Farkas. Date of crash was January 19, 2006. Aircraft type. Uh, okay, so cause of crash was pilot error. This airline was carrying Slovak peacekeepers. The aircraft crashed in snowy and forested terrain on Bursa Hill at an elevation of 2,300 feet near the Hungarian village of Hetsy and the town of Telkibania. So number 9, James Polhinke. Date of crash which happened in 2006 August 27th. The cause of crash was pilot error. Again, the aircraft was assigned the airport's runway 22 for the takeoff, but used runway 26 instead. Runway 26 was too short for a safe takeoff, causing the aircraft to overrun at the end of the runway before it could become airborne, killing all 47 passengers and 2 of the 3 crew. Next thing is number 8, Foy Kenneth Roberts. Date of crash was 1943, January 14th. The cause was unknown. For reasons of military security and morale, this incident was hushed up by US Army and Australian civil authorities for many years. The plane carried 41 American servicemen returning from 10 days of leave. The aircraft took off into ground fog and leveled off at an altitude of about 300 feet. Next thing is number 7, Nestor Matta, which happened on 17 March 1957. So cause was metal fatigue. This crash killed the 7th president of the Philippines, Roman Magsaysay, as well as many high-ranking military officials. A reporter for the Philippine Herald, Nestor Matta, was the sole survivor of the accident. Next thing is number 6, Erica Delgado, which happened on January 13th, 1995. Reason is unknown. The airliner exploded in midair as the pilot attempted an emergency landing near a swamp. Instead, the plane hit a grassy field, exploded, and then topped onto a lagoon. Next, number 5, George Lamson Jr. Date of crash is was 1985, January 21st. The cause of the crash was pilot crew error. After a weekend of skiing, 17-year-old George Lamson had taken a seat next to his father in the front row of the aeroplane's cabin, directly behind the bulkhead. The plane began an ill-advised right turn, and as it began to shudder, the right wing dipped. Lamson pulled his knees to his chest just as the plane hit the ground. The force of the crash ripped Lamson's seat from the fuselage, and he was catapulted out of the plane, landing upright in the middle of the highway and still strapped in his seatbelt. He unbuckled the dash toward a field at the far edge of the pavement as the plane exploded. 3 people survived the crash initially, including Lamson's father, but both others died a few days later of service burns and head injuries. Next one is number 4, Muhammad El Fateh Usman, which happened in 2003, July 8th. Reason is unknown. About 10 minutes after takeoff, heading from Port Sudan on the northeastern coast to capital, the pilot radio the control tower about a problem in one engine. The pilot killed that engine and told the tower he was returning to the airport. 10 minutes later, the Sudanese airliner plunged into a hillside while attempting an emergency landing, killing 116 people and leaving only 3-year-old Mohammed El Fateh Usman amid a scene of charred corpses as the only survivor. Next thing is number 3, Vesna Ulovi, which happened in 1972, January 26. The cause was bombing. This was close to the top of the list because of the overall circumstances and the unbelievable survival story of Vesna Ulvok. Vesna was a flight attendant on board when a bomb went off at the altitude of 33,000 feet. This terrorist act was Croatian Ustahe terrorists. The explosion tore the jet into several pieces in midair. Next, number 2, Cecilia Sichan. It happened in 1987, August 16th. Cause of crash was pilot error. After taking off from Metro Airport during the initial climb, the plane rolled about 35 degrees in each direction. The left wing struck a light pole about a half mile from the end of the runway, struck other light poles and the roof of a car rental building, and then the ground. Cicely Chichan was located by rescue workers in her seat several feet away from her mother's body, along with Cecilia's father and her 6-year-old brother. Next, the last one is number 1, Julian Kubke, December 24th in 1971. So, cause of crash was human error and structural failure, possibly struck by lightning on Christmas Eve 1971. The Peruvian airliner had taken off from the George Chávez International Airport in Lima on a flight to Peru, Peru. About a half hour after takeoff and about 21,000 feet, the aircraft entered a thunderstorm and heavy turbulence and was possibly struck by lightning. The pilots had difficulty controlling the aircraft and soon it went into dive. So these are the top 10 sole survivors of a plane crash happened in history throughout the world.